Let's go and bring you live pictures here of the Rafah border crossing. This is that entry point between Gaza and Egypt. Just getting some breaking news reports that 7 Italians have crossed into Egypt from Gaza and 3 Palestinian relatives, all in good health. Number of countries are watching and hoping to get their citizens, their foreign nationals, out of Gaza and to safety in Egypt. And certainly Canada is among them. We know there are 560 names on the list for today. No Canadians on that list, but we had the big breaking news from just earlier this morning that we have a better idea from CBC News sources when the evacuation will begin for Canadians in Gaza. Let's go to Tom Perry with more on this breaking news. Tom is in Cairo. Tom, what are the details that we are learning from CBC and Radio-Canada sources today?
Well, our Radio-Canada colleagues are quoting a senior government official saying that Canadians could start coming through the Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt by Sunday. So that's what we've been reporting. There's a cautionary note on that as well, though. This official noting that, very fluid situation here, that events on the ground could delay the Canadian departures. But right now, what we're hearing is Sunday could be the day that we're going to see Canadians coming from Gaza into Egypt through the Rafah crossing. Now, we had a chance to talk this week to the Canadian ambassador here in Egypt. He'd said earlier this week that he hoped to see Canadians coming through Rafah within a few days. So that would really match up with that. It has been a real exercise in frustration for Canadians who are stuck in Gaza. They've been waiting. They've been seeing these lists coming out every day, and they've had Americans and now British citizens and German citizens and, you know, citizens from countries really all over the world, but no citizens of Canada. So that could be about to change. As I say, a lot could happen between now and then, but that's the thinking, that Sunday is the day. And I should point out that since the very beginning, since October 7th, when the border shut down, and really, right through then, Canadian officials have been saying, we're doing our best. We're working around the clock. We're trying our best to get these Canadian citizens out of there. In fact, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was asked about this just yesterday, and here's what he said.
We're going to continue to work extremely hard to get all Canadians and their families out of Gaza. Obviously, the Rafah crossing is an extremely complicated place right now. We're pushing on our friends in Israel, on our friends in Egypt, working with the Americans and others to make sure that the Canadian families get on the list. We're not going to stop until we get them out.
So that was the Prime Minister, just really underlining Canada's commitment to getting Canadians out of Gaza. Canadians, of course, want those words to be turned into actions. Hearing that could happen on Sunday. Hearing also, though, being pointed out that this seems to be going slower than expected. There were 600 names on that list yesterday. The reports we're hearing are only 342 people getting through Rafah yesterday. So a lot of factors in play here, but right now we're hearing that Sunday could be the day for Canadians. But for Canadians in Gaza, my guess is they're going to wait and see.
Tom, I'll be looking forward to your reporting when you can talk to them as they are on the other side, beginning based on this information on Sunday. Tom Perry there in Cairo.